truth is ours. Colin Powell's cosmic prowlers, lost in majestic files and CIA towers. They said we were the abomination of science fiction, but now it's fact, man, check the transmission. At the end of the day, I'm exposing this shh. You know damn well y'all feeling this shh. I don't need your clearance, I got my own dish. I don't power trip, I know what's in that ship. How's the truth doing? It's surviving. I was watching life move, now I'm diving. Where the grays at, huh? Where they hiding? I got the dots to make your life so enlightening. Now this could be a beautiful death. I'm jumping through dimensions, letting go of the rest. I'm letting go of the rest. This could be a beautiful death. Jumping out the program, truth off my chest. Truth off my chest. You got the power to let the secrets go.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it, dropping truth bombs no one's ever seen do it. Scream from the skeptics, yeah, I bring truth to it. I guess every whistleblower needs theme music. No one man should hide all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count disclosure hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the towers. The truth frozen, the secrets open, deep state moves in the shadows, yeah, we rollin'. What, everybody, we rollin' with some grays in the dark and some dots decoded. In this black budget world, we the ones chosen. So good night, cruel lies, truth is exposing. Truth is exposing. This is way too real, I need a moment. No one man should hide all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count disclosure hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the data showers. Till then, fuck that, the truth is out. And they say, grace above, secrets staying hidden, man. SNL in the newscast, tell them Lou Elizondo got the last laugh. More specifically, what you know about rolling with the grays in the night? Stephen Greer dropping truth, exposing every light. Bob Lazar in the game, know what the craft can do. Anna Paulina in the house, grilling every crew. Eric Davis on the mic, talking for alien species. When the whistleblowers speak, governments fall to their knees. Sightings in the sky, better take another look. I feel like I'm floating in the cosmic truth. Ay, UFO news dropping now. Welcome to the proof.
The data, Eric Burdison. The data confirms their presence.
Hey, I hope everyone's doing good today. We got a stretch here, right? Oh my goodness, man. I fell asleep on the couch. I just fell asleep on the fucking couch. Hope everyone's doing a good, alright. Good, alright, right or good. Let's get that. Little clicker. There we go. Oh. That would have to suffice. Yo, Briz Ross, how you doing, brother? How you doing? Hope you guys are doing good today. Let's get this ball rolling here, and with some caffeinated juice in my system, we can See if we can do the intro here a little bit better, right? Man, all right. Let's see if there's any delay. All right, so
Hey there, Knight.
hey, Orion, I need news for the last 24 hours, including strange news also.
Absolutely, Knight. Here's a quick rundown of what's happening around the world in the last 24 hours. In global news, there have been continued strikes by the US on targets in Iran, which is putting a strain on current truce negotiations. There's also news that Pope Leo XIV blessed Barcelona's Sagrada Familia, a Gaudi masterpiece, bringing the 144-year construction closer to completion. In the US, there's been some economic tension as President Trump commented on inflation while the US continues its actions in Iran. Closer to home.
You okay there? You having a little Tourette's?
Hey, I'm all good on my end. No Tourette's here. Just had a bit of a hiccup, but we're back on track. Always happy to keep you in the loop.
Don't make me beat you.
Well, no worry on that front, I'm glad I could give you a little laugh. If there's anything else on your mind, just let me know. I'm here for it.
All right, give me some weird strange news, brother.
You got it, Knight. Let's dive into some of the latest quirky headlines. So in the last 24 hours, things have been pretty entertaining. First off, firefighters in New York had to rescue a horse that managed to get stuck in a trailer divider, so that was quite a scene. Meanwhile, a 7-year-old boy in Pennsylvania just broke a Guinness World Record by putting on 50 sweaters at once, which must have been a hilarious sight. Over in New Zealand, a produce store is drawing crowds because they have a rare apple that's literally half red and half yellow, kind of a nature-made chimera fruit. And in Scotland, travellers were surprised to see a skunk wandering around. Definitely not a native sight there. Okay, there you go, Knight. A bit of oddball news to keep things interesting. Let me know if you want to hear more.
Okay, hold on a second.
Sure
All right,
thing.
tell me, let's see here. What's going on in the UFO news?
Absolutely, Knight. Here's the latest on the UFO front. First off, there's a renewed push in Washington to release files on one of the most controversial UFO cases ever, the 1996 Varginha incident in Brazil. Lawmakers are calling for the declassification of records tied to reported sightings of a strange creature and possible military involvement. In the US, there's a big bipartisan push happening right now. UFO whistleblowers like David Grush and former Pentagon insiders are demanding more transparency on UFO encounters. Congress is actively pushing the White House to grant these whistleblowers immunity, which they believe will shed light on what some are calling the greatest cover-up in US history. Also, the Department of War just published a second wave of declassified UFO files as part of the government's transparency effort, so there's a lot of new information coming out. Let me know if you want to dive deeper into any of that.
All right. Let's see here. Let's get this stream open. Okay. Trying to get some energy juice here while we keep on rolling, right? Boom, 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 boom. You know you want to put me in, coach. All right, brother. So let's see here. So there's another update with this guy in Brazil that had the UFO thing. I'm understanding all his animals are dying on this farm now. It could just be backlash from the community, or I don't know, because here's the thing, man. He literally had, this is the guy, Chopper Mascot. I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I literally sat somewhere and fell asleep. Yeah, he, like, all his animals on the farm has died. Someone came on his land and just basically, I guess, poisoned all his animals. Which kind of sucks, right? I mean, you're taking care of your animals, and next thing you know, some sleazeball that thinks you're lying or something, destroys your whole thing there. That kind of sucks, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, we really don't know what's going on. All we're seeing is what he's saying. So that kind of sucks. That really sucks. If that's true, man, that fucking sucks. All right, let me get off of that. Yeah. It's one of those scenarios, man. It's like, when you're involved in this and you just find something really strange, you're going to get a lot of people coming out of the woodwork, just trying to discredit you, trying to do a whole bunch of stuff. And at the end of the day, if the thing that you see was actually real, it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're gonna have people that are just gonna deny you no matter what. And I think at the end of the day, if you do come out and you do disclose and you do discuss something that you gotta inherently know that it's your eyewitness, it's your experience, and no one else's, right? And if you do come out, you come out discussing it, disclosing it, and let the pieces fall where they may, right?
Thank you for your heart.
Thank you for the heart, Chips. How are you doing today, Chips? How are you doing today?
UFO chips has arrived. UFO chips, delicious.
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. All right, so as you guys know, let me break this down. So that's the update with the Brazilian UFO contactee that videotaped on the coast of his property. Thank you for the follow, whoever that was. Sorry, I don't get notifications. Actually, I can. I probably can download it. Download notification thing. Be pretty cool. And then have it where only subscribers can comment. That would be next level, right? Let me do here.
Thank you for her heart.
Thank you for the heart, guys. A few strange things I found while exploring remote eastern Russia. Let's open this up. What the helly? Thank you, Chopper. Appreciate it. What is going on? What is this? This is like buildings or structures that was there. I'm understanding if these were buildings that are probably the basements we're seeing. The structure has long gone. That's my best guess, dude. It's my best guess. Everywhere it's not like Florida. Florida, you can't really do basements. The water table's too high in some areas, So let's get Orion here, investigator mode. And let's look. You see that? I'm like all AI right now. The AI floated me to the left here. So get the settings right.
Got it. Settings are locked in. What's on your mind?
All right, so I want to know about this strange Russian thing on Reddit, right? A few strange things I found while exploring remote eastern Russia. Dude, would you need a hyperlink on this?
Yeah, that's the one from r/Google Earth Finds. Some wrecked old fishing boats, grid-like pits in the ground, and abandoned structures near the Teganos Peninsula up in Russia's far east. Most folks think the grids are old fish processing pits or maybe remnants of Soviet-era huts. Want the direct link or those coordinates to check it yourself?
No, so what is it? Old farming place? Old farming, Russian fishing place. Yes, this is Russian fishing place. You like?
Yeah, exactly. It's a remote Russian fishing camp up near the Tegonos Peninsula. Those grid patterns are probably old fish drying racks or storage pits. Pretty cool find, huh? Creepy in that empty way, but classic Far East Russia vibe.
This just goes to show you, man. Like nature just takes it back in after a while.
Exactly. You leave something alone for decades in that climate, and nature just swallows it. Those boats are probably half buried in tundra by now. Wild how fast it happens, right?
Ooh, all right, we're moving on. We're moving on from that visual. Oh my goodness.
All right, what's next?
Basically a Mini Cooper bypasses a bicycle group.
A roomkeeper bypassing a bicycle group? You got to give me
Mini Cooper bypasses a. It doesn't look like he's gonna make it across. That's hilarious.
Oh, a Mini Cooper. That makes way more sense. Yeah, those little cars are basically go-karts with a roof. They can squeeze through gaps that would wreck anything bigger. You got a link to the clip?
Yeah, I do, but nothing really crazy. And then this YouTube channel. Okay.
Got it.
So let's do this. I want to touch on this. Yeah, Mario Karts, right? The little Mario Karts. I want to do this. I want to touch on this. This went right into a commercial, so I'm gonna stop there. We're gonna go to where are we gonna go? We're gonna go to X, right? I got a segment here. I've been looking at my analytics. Sorry about that, guys. I know you guys don't want to see none of that analytic crap.
No worries, man. Take your time. What did you want to check on X?
All right, so pastor, what is he called? He does exorcisms.
You mean the guy who does the big live exorcisms on the road? Pastor Greg Locke.
I think I'm trying to see if I posted him on my replay here. Yeah, I'm live here too, so you guys know. Let's see here, because the reason why I want to grab him and initially touch base on this is because a lot of people are not knowing that on top of the Roman Catholic Church know about UFOs, they have one of the biggest group of UFO information that the world has ever seen. So much so that the US government reached out. Jesus, Jenny, thanks for the gifts. Tearing up the freaking thing. It's like a whole bunch of stuff. Thank you.
Thank you for the love. Let's dance. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, the Vatican does have the oldest astronomy program in the world, and their astronomers have openly said extraterrestrial life wouldn't conflict with Catholic
Captain
faith.
Jenny taking
The
command.
wilder claim comes from whistleblower David Grush. He said the Vatican knew about a 1933 UFO crash in Italy and helped tip off the US government. That's the story floating around, though there's zero hard proof. Wild stuff, right?
All right, so I wanted to touch on this. Does he say this on here? Danny Sheehan. All right, so Danny Sheehan recently had an interview. On Coast to Coast, okay? So that in itself is pretty extraordinary. Oh, that's pretty cool how that comes out like that. And he mentioned a few things because he's been a lawyer for the UFO information for the government. Currently, right now, he runs a institution called the New Paradigm Institution that lobbies and creates bills that go through Congress, right, for disclosure, for and for whistleblowers and stuff like that. And recently, Congress, this is some insider stuff on the ground field that no one is talking about. Okay, guys, no one's talking about this because they're not looking at the forms I'm looking at. Like these forms right here, these are fine. Everybody looks at them as UFO creators. But then you have the underlying stuff where it's coast to coast, those 4-hour segment of live streaming that you listen to, where it has unique statements and stuff. And I actually have a screenshot here, and it's at the 4-hour mark, 32 minute. And he states something here that is really remarkable, right? And I want to see what he says here. Danny Sheehan shares the program has fried the brain out of number of multi-million-dollar trained U.S. Okay, so Dr. Sheehan, he's I don't know why I call him Dr. Sheehan. Doesn't have a doctor there, but he has discussed quite a bit of information, right? That literally of creating bills.
Thank you for your heart.
Yeah, Danny Sheehan, he's a legit constitutional lawyer who's been deep in this for decades. He runs the New Paradigm Institute, pushing bills for full UAP disclosure and whistleblower protection. That quote you mentioned about the program frying pilots' brains and secretly recruiting psychic kids to Northrop Grumman, it's from a recent interview, and it's wild. He says they're desperately trying to weaponize the tech, even experimenting on kids with amphetamines. Heavy stuff.
Yeah, so we're gonna play this while I look for the clip from Coast to Coast, and I'll let you guys hear the segment that I'm discussing about.
Technologies to deliver nuclear warheads.
Go for it. I'm listening. Drop the clip whenever you're ready.
Like I said, guys, no one else is doing this, man. This is, you got a few creators that will float outside. I see you guys. I see you guys not coming into the room. You're like, man, let me get some intro. Not be in here and so I can create my own video. That's what they do, bro. They don't mistake credit. Like, yo, I just heard this from Night. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that. They don't do that. Because it's like, man, all they're doing is chilling right now. You're chilling in bed right now. I know you are. I know you are. And sometimes accidentally you press the button to come into the room and you're like, oh, fuck. And you immediately try to get out. I see you. I see you. All right. Let's play this.
It's going to start to reveal that they have now, because their pilots are not, they don't have the particular consciousness that's necessary to do telepathic communication because they're hardwired into the left brain. They're very linear. They're very mathematical. You know, they're running like a flying computer. They're engineers. They have slide rules and computers. And the fact is, when they put the helmet on them to try to get them to telepathically communicate with the craft, it fries their brain out. And so what they've done is they've lost a number of multi-million-dollar trained U.S. fighter pilots in trying to get them to fly these things. And they've killed them. And then they just keep going back trying to do it again and experiment with them and kill more of them. And it's all being covered up. And so what they decided that they needed to do is they needed to go find people who are psychic. People who have psychic capabilities of telepathic communication and ESP, etc. And so they go and they try to recruit them. And what they found out is that they didn't dare recruit full adults because they would tell about it, and they didn't want to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and then they go tell somebody. So what they did is they went after children. They set up a program on the military bases where they have military schools for the children of the military people and the workers, and they started giving them tests called the GATE program, the gifted and talented children, purporting to be looking for the intellectually intelligent kids, but at the same time they were testing them for psychic abilities as well. And when they discovered some of these kids that had these kind of psychic capabilities, they went to their parents and lied to them and said, oh, your child is extraordinarily intelligent, which a lot of them were, and we're going to give them a special scholarship. We're going to have a special school we're going to bring them to. And they brought them to this school that is, turns out to be on the property of Northrop Grumman, private aerospace corporation, where they test these craft. And they bring the kids there. And the problem is that what they're doing is, because they're so driven to try to create a weapons delivery platform using this technology to deliver nuclear warheads into Russia or China, within seconds. What they're doing is they're so pressed to try to accelerate the program that they're drugging these kids with amphetamines and frying them out, these young children. And then having to conceal what's happened to them. This is a horrible scandal that is going on inside the program. We now know about it, in that they're pleading with us not to tell anybody about it. You'll see how responsive I am to their demands.
Yeah, so that's horrific, right? And there's rumors that Epstein was involved in supplying the children. And after they've been tested and then removed and discarded to other locations. So it's as horrific as that sounds. That's some of the reality we're dealing with here, guys. It's these guys are not in the goodwill or grace of individuals, right? So I'm like trying to get a position here with this stupid thing. Okay, this is not happening. I done screwed up the screen. Jesus. Jeez. Very rare pilots are being searched for. No, 100%. 100%. And we're not talking about individuals that fly planes, but with the mind and can hone in these craft, right? So that's the kind of things we're talking about, right? Also, I did find a segment with him on here, and oh my goodness. Yes. All right, so now this is what I was stating, right? This is what I was stating, that the reason why the pastor got let go here, this pastor, which doesn't have his name, Teresa Young Noros.
I bring up the movie like The Fifth Kind and ask if there might be a connection between demonic possession and this perception of being.
So he was released. He was given away, right? He was taken out, right? He was removed from particle DNA, specialized growth patterns. Oh, Chopper, I got some info, man. We covered it like 3 days ago. It was pretty wild stuff. So, the discussion was, why was he removed, right? Oh, he talked about aliens. Aliens were demons. I was saying that he admitted that the Vatican was not only tracking these aliens, but was actually taking pictures. He admits it right here in this segment, I believe.
It's my personal belief that probably many, if not most, of these UFO sightings are in fact demons, and they can do things that we can't do, thus the speed and all sorts of things that human beings can't do. The reason why this is important is because they will try to manipulate us, again, as I said, behind the scenes. I had one woman come to us who lost her grandma. There's no question in my mind, personally, again, this is not de fide, but it's my personal belief that probably many, if not most, of these UFO sightings are in fact demons, and they can do things that we can't do, thus the...
All right, so he doesn't say it in this segment. It's like a 30-second ordeal. Just the one he says it.
Break into the physical world, and at times they can be seen. We actually have some photos of such things, and that we have documented that. Sometimes
we have documented that. The Vatican has always denied that they have documented anything of UFOs. The Vatican has what's going on? Pipeline Dreams is in the house. Let's see if I find you. The Vatican has always denied anything about UFOs, recordings, pictures, anything. They don't have anything in their libraries. So the reason why I'm discussing this is because he just said it right here. He just said it right here, right? So now, Mr. Sheehan, check out what Mr. Sheehan says. That's the one we just had. That's the one is the that created the Paradigm Institute. That's the one that's the constitutional lawyer. Okay, that's the guy. So let's see if we can get this portion out.
Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, or Friday and Saturday. And I'll be answering questions about that movie, how real it is, how accurate the information was that's in it, what, if anything, has been fictionalized, and what is actual fact. And so that people should contact newparadigminstitute.org and sign up, because it's going to be it's free. It's a free program, and you'll get the link to the podcast that we're going to have a live Q&A session of people asking questions from around the country who have gotten to see the movie. Those who haven't seen the movie, that will share information about it with them, and we're going to be providing that type of service coming up now.
I heard it's one of Spielberg's best in 20 years. Let's go to Bill in Florida, east of the Rockies. Hi, Bill.
Hey, George. Hey, Danny. I'm the one that called you last year about your remarkable prediction in the CE5 movie where you said Biden and Kamala was going to get back in there to get things back to normal. And you did it 2 years before Biden was even the nominee.
Oh, yeah, right. I remember that.
I got two questions. I got two questions tonight. One is about disclosure. The second one is about back engineering. The first one about disclosure is, well, let's go to back engineering first.
Okay.
Do you really think that the aliens have told our government they're 50,000 years ahead of us in technology? Do you really think that in 75 years of back engineering, we can get through 50,000 years of technology?
Take that first, Daniel. Before
Okay. It's that the people that have been working on this, the people like Eric Davis and Hal Puthoff and others have been able to figure out some of the technology, and they've been able to develop some craft that mimic some of the performance of the UFO vehicles. They've not yet mastered the transport process by means of which they can, in a sense, bilocate from our star system to another star system virtually instantly. And they have not completely mastered the ability, the anti-gravity program, by means of which they can travel at over 40,000 miles an hour inside our atmosphere and do direct 90-degree turns at 40,000 miles an hour and come out of the 90-degree turn going 40,000 miles an hour. They haven't figured that part out yet, but they have in fact been able to build some craft that mimic some of the conduct of the genuine UFOs, and they've been working like mad to. In addition to the reverse engineering program, Bill, they've actually been getting young children who are psychic and raising them and training them to be pilots so that they could telepathically fly some of the intact UFO craft that they have recovered. So that they do have some craft, and they have, over the years, raised up a number of young children who are psychic, who are capable of telepathically communicating with the craft, because the craft have actually in their wiring not only super advanced fiber optics, but also basically dendrites and synapses from brain tissue from the aliens, that they have a stem cell type of technology that can generate brain tissue into the craft so the craft are semi-sentient, so that these are navigated telepathically, and so that they have actually recruited young children through this thing called the GATE program, who they've tested on military bases to determine their psychic abilities, and they've raised them up to the point now where they're adults, and they can fly some of these already intact UFO craft, and these have been seen being flown by American human beings. So that's what they've done
And welcome back, George.
I'm gonna have the screenshot here, guys. For it's 49 minutes and 49 seconds, and literally, I'm on the 4th hour because I screenshot it, right? And there's missing time. It's missing time because it only has 34 minutes, which is strange to me, right? But I see on the screenshot that I have, it says 45 minutes, not 34 minutes. So I wonder if it's like a segment that they let on. So if I do this, right? If I go the other way, I want to see if you guys, because I got it on my cell phone too, the coast to coast. I just have to bring it up. I don't know, maybe it's only letting me download. That's one thing. I'm thinking it's only letting me download the 34-minute mark.
Congressman Burleson, I've prepared the legal briefs showing them in detail all the United States Supreme Court cases that make it clear that Congress has the authority to make these decisions. And just weight loss. You're creating energy.
Oh, okay. I see what happened. That they removed the commercials. Okay, that's why I'm like lost here. Like,
He asked me to write a letter as a former legal counsel for the National Archive, back and forth to headquarters to the various.
all right, here we go. The Vatican, right? Now this is pretty wild. Okay, so on top of that, he is a constitutional lawyer, and I'll thank you for that. I'm sorry about that. Whoever asked that, Dan Sheehan. On top of that, he's a constitutional lawyer, that he worked for presidents, and that on top of that, he worked for presidents. He wrote these letters about the UFO disclosure and stuff like that. Currently, congressmen, if you guys just got here, Congress has reached out to him to write a letter to basically do a how to dismantle the UFO information to go about to start disclosing it, and how the legal doctrine to do just that. Okay, this is the thing that if you're not back on these coast to coast and listen to the article, you're not gonna hear it. Like, this is a lot of these guys, they listen to the podcast and all this other stuff with visual eye candy, but I mean, unfortunately, we're here and we got the radio thing too that I follow heavily. And this is one of those segments you're just not going to find unless you record it or you have a coast to coast member. All right, check it out. So this is literally pretty wild. So let me go back a little bit. Yeah, so they edited out the commercials, so the time that a screenshot is off. Tell me if you guys can hear this.
6465. Lose weight. Mattress trapping heat. If you already sleep hot, summer cooling technology is built
Commercial.
every morning. GhostFed gives you a hunt with financing as well.
Here we go. You can hear it? Awesome. Awesome. I appreciate the response here. Get my phone is speaker close. Thank you, 1961.
Ah, very, very interesting. I know, I know that back in January of 1977, I was asked by the Carter administration's Congressional Research Service to contact the Vatican to see if we could get access to the Vatican archives and to determine what it is that they had there. I wrote in the official capacity from the Jesuit headquarters to the Vatican and asked for access for President Carter, and they said no. They didn't say they didn't have it. They said no. When I'd been going back and forth to Rome in my capacity as general counsel for the Jesuits in their social ministry office, and I went to see Johann Ix, who was the head of the National Archives there at the Vatican, and spoke with him about this, and he said that not yet, it wasn't time yet. He asked me to write a letter as a former legal counsel for the New York Times in the Pentagon Papers case. He asked me to write a letter to the editor of the New York Times to open the archives, to have the New York Times write an editorial calling for the opening of the archives to reveal the relationship between Pope Pius the 10th, or Pope Pius the 12th, actually, in his relationship with the Nazi government. And you remember, it was Pius the 12th that turned over the original UFO to the United States government at the end of World War II, the one that had crashed in Italy in 1933. And so that we know that they've got that information about that original craft. We know that there's other information there. And the Catholic Church back in November, on November 10th of 2009, actually issued a formal statement about the issue, and it said the following. It said, now, in light of the discovery of more and more of these new exoplanets, it has now become clear, much earlier than had been previously anticipated, we are going to be discovering life elsewhere in the universe. And so therefore, the time has now arrived to commence this extremely important conversation among the laity about the profound fundamental questions, theological and philosophical questions that are going to be posed to our human family by the discovery of life elsewhere in the universe. And so given the fact that I've been the legal counsel for the Jesuit headquarters in their social ministry office for a decade, I contacted Father Jose Gabriel Funes, who was directed by Pope Benedict to issue that official statement. And Father Funes was a Jesuit priest who was the head of the papal observatory. And I contacted him and went to see him. And within 2 minutes of our conversation, he said, look, Danny, when we're talking about discovering life elsewhere in the universe, we're not talking about just discovering some single cell life form beneath some frozen sea on some distant moon orbiting a distant star in some far off galaxy. We're talking about another highly intelligent and highly technologically developed but distinctly non-human species right here in our Milky Way galaxy. So I know that they know it, and that the archives will have the information. I'm hoping that Leo the 14th will follow in the footsteps of Leo the 13th, after whom he has been named. And Leo the 13th was the founder of the Papal Observatory, and in fact was the man who ordered the initiation of what they call the Leonine Commission, that was investigating the relationship between human consciousness and spiritual experience. And all of this, of course, touches on the revelations that are coming to us by our contact with the extraterrestrial beings, because they're going to be shedding light on
the kind of capacity that our human species has for things like remote viewing, precognition, astral travel, that these are all capabilities that our human species has that have been concealed from us by institutional religions like the Roman Catholic Church. And now the time has come, as we've entered into the 21st century, to modernize the entire Catholic Church and the other Christian and Jewish faiths and the other religions of our human family, to be able to absorb the reality of the extraterrestrial civilization and the extraordinary capacities that we human beings have that have been concealed from us by some of the religious traditions. So we need disclosure not only from the United States government and the Russian government and the Chinese government, about the UFO phenomenon, but also we need disclosure on the part of the major religious traditions to acknowledge that all human beings are capable of these extraordinary faculties that have been displayed by the avatars, the people like Jesus of Nazareth, people like Lao Tzu and Confucius and the Buddha, and Zoroaster, and a number of the prophets that exist in all of these different traditions and are displayed regularly by Aboriginal peoples. These are capabilities of precognition and telepathy, astral travel, bilocation, a lot of these capacities that human beings have, which are going to be part of the entire post-disclosure era that our New Paradigm Institute is designed to set forth guidelines for how we're going to do this. That's why people should just contact us at newparadigminstitute.org and become part of our Citizens for Disclosure that will be putting pressure on our elected representatives to increase the information we're getting and increase the speed with which we're getting it. At the same time, they're amending the major institutions of our human family here on our planet to absorb this information and to help us develop a positive and constructive relationship with this extraterrestrial civilization. So the Catholic Church and the other major religious traditions are going to have to play a very major role in this disclosure process. And we're hoping to reach out to Pope Leo the 13th, or 14th rather, and get him to participate in this process.
To the phones we go, Greg in Remsen, New York.
Yeah, so basically that was a handful, but that is literally the sequence of events. I was at work listening to that. I was like, oh snap, that's wild. That is wild stuff. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. So tell me what you guys think about that, because that in itself, you hear that from people, you hear that from other people, but Sheehan, he's a lawyer, constitutional lawyer. He's in this crux. He's been in this for about 50 something years. I think it's 56 years, and he's literally telling you what his experience is. It's pretty wild, man. Systematically involved with this, and not even that. The bills that are being passed has filed through his very hands, right? Experience on doing lawsuits and stuff like that on this thing. A lot of people are not familiar with Sheehan, right? So that's one of those. So if you guys didn't catch it, that was Danny Sheehan. He was on Coast to Coast interview recently. So you guys know who that was on the live stream. So that's good stuff, man. All right, so let me bring this across here. Luis Elizondo and their insentient plasma beings or orbs that have some kind of intelligent, almost like forms. The U.S. government are covering this up. Okay.
Life off of this planet. If there is life off of this planet, That is the biggest headline of our lifetime. And that phrase that he just used, plasmoid, whatever, what is he talking about, Lou?
Yeah, he's referring to what some have speculated regarding orbs that have been viewed really since the 1940s during the Foo Fighter incidents, and then later over New Mexico skies, over controlled military airspace. And it seems that, at least in some cases, some of these orbs seem to have some sort of intelligence connected with them. And so rather than just being like, let's say, a probe or a drone, these things have been reported to almost behave and react in some cases as if there was ascribed to it some sort of I hate to say it, but life form. I got you. I was more nuts and bolts guy when I was in the program. My focus was more on actual the physical craft.
Yeah. If there is life off of this planet, that is the biggest headline.
That was 56 seconds. Okay. Yeah, I think literally, when these guys finally get some information, they like to talk about, right? And they're not adding anything to the discussion right here. They're not. It's like you think especially this guy that's a supposed whistleblower, he doesn't give out any information. He loves to write books, though. He loves to write some books. I tell you what, he's a book writer, right? Speaking about, they're talking about the Foo Fighters. They talked about stuff like that. This is going on now, guys. This is these orbs, these plasmoids. They're going on now. They're not. There's people on live stream that are honing in these orbs in real time, every day, twice a day, like normal. Yeah, he's a paperback writer, and it's just systematic, right? I'm looking at this orb thing, whatever this is, and Lou is just there for the cash. Yeah, he's not adding anything to the community. He's not really. He's not. It's just not. Like everything that he's ever stated, he's either just showed it, haven't discussed it, just kept repetitive, not giving his input, and is always on the stand. Putting and then on top of that, now verifying the images that he brings up, where people start saying, "Hey, that's fucking been debunked, dude." Oh! It's like, dude, you're in a position right now that you need to verify everything. That's kind of hard to tell what this is. Looks like lights in the sky. There's no trace markers, but it could be life from concert, to be honest with you. Let's see here. I live in Vegas. False prophet Yamo summons UFOs to a skeptic TV crew. His later big UAP prophecy.
Years, 1,500 of them. With Prophet Yahweh, seer of Yahweh at Doolittle Park off Lake Mead. We pick the day, we pick the time, and we pick the location.
Everyone's going to think you're absolutely nuts. Well, I thought I was absolutely nuts.
Until he says he saw UFOs. Over the years, 1,500 of them.
Can we make it 1,501 today? What do you think? I'll try it.
He says the voice in his head told him to go public now. So we took him up on his offer, and we scanned the skies. Nothing but a few clouds. When the prophet started praying for a sighting, I wasn't exactly convinced.
I pray, oh Yahweh, that you send a sighting so that they know that I am not mentally ill. I am not a false prophet, like those who seek to kill me say I am.
I think something straight up.
Oh, brother, look at it. There it is.
You can barely see it, a white speck. Then another sighting.
There it is. I got it.
Photojournalist Jonathan Hawkins locks in on it. Let's take a closer look here. It's an orange sphere that appeared out of nowhere. I call the boss with an unexpected change in my story.
I can see it clear as day.
In fact, it's bright. I can't believe this. It's moving pretty fast.
It's going to Nellis Air Force Base. It wants to be seen.
We called Nellis to see what these things might be. Guess what? They didn't call us back. But this thing started coming back toward us. It's coming toward us now, I think.
What?
See, it's coming up toward us.
Whoa, man! Oh, hallelujah!
Then, a few seconds later, it disappeared.
It's going back up in space.
Prophet Yahweh isn't concerned. He says it'll be back. And I'm still not quite sure what those things were. Now, if I didn't see this for myself, I probably would have just laughed this whole thing off. Prophet Yahweh says, though, this is just the beginning. He says we're going to see a lot more of these things starting next week. And he says one will come down low enough for all of Las Vegas to see. Mike Delastrito, Channel 13 Action News.
Interesting. You know what? If anybody knows what that was, please call Mike Delastrito and identify that object.
So, Jerry, do you mind if we play the X-Files theme song?
So this guy is going from a prophet that he's a believer or whatever. But here's the thing, from my experience, these things are showing up with flat earthers. These things are showing up with atheists. These things are showing up with non-religious people that has a connection with the phenomenon. These things are showing they're not inherently following any type of belief system. They're literally interacting with individuals that can interact with it. So that's pretty wild in itself, right? When was this posted? An hour ago. Hey, what's going on, brother? What's going on? I did have a nice feed here that just suddenly went away here. This guy is catching plasmoids, which I can't see anything. Oh, there it is. There it is. Da-da-da-da. Same technique used to call them is pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. They're just honing into that technique and bringing these things in, and they're doing it on a regular basis, regardless of belief system. That's the biggest thing people need to wrap their heads around. It's like just because you have the gift, these individuals look through a lens of a belief system. So you understand. It's like, that's pretty cool. It's one of those things, is like a person that can see ghosts might not know not necessarily everything about ghosts, right? Just like other people, like, someone that can change the tire doesn't know all the makes and models of a tire, or how it works per se, or what's the composite. What is that noise? Hey, brother, what is going on? Uncle Jay in the house. I think this would be the first time he's seen your video, bro.
Uncle Jay Podcast.
Uncle Jay's live podcast has arrived. Bigfoot's here too. Ready to rock this show. Let's go.
What's going on, brother? So we're just looking at what UFO sightings and stuff like that. Electric universe theory. Just saw Luis Elizondo art. I think I'm underneath a. Here we go. Here's the main stream. I was wondering why it was segmenting to this portion here. Okay. Let's see. The non-believer that became a believer, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Just about the same time that he starts writing on the on the UFO topic. What's going on, Uncle Jay? Alien bases on the moon. Oh, yes.
Somebody forks up an alien.
Okay, so obviously the government has been releasing over the past, 2 years, a lot of these.
Is he still a skeptic? Or is he acting like a believer to sell his books? Let's see. You guys tell me.
UFO sightings and undisclosed reports. First off, what do you make of those? I mean, do you think that these are extraterrestrial, or is this something of the Earth?
So I don't believe in things that I have to believe in for them to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So until somebody forks up an alien, we will all be asking each other, do you believe in aliens? When the alien just walks out, crosses his legs, and sits down, no longer will that question ever be asked. So I'm just waiting for that.
Well, have you seen that new, little report of where they've talked about 4 types of species of
So
these
I'm a
aliens that are out there?
scientist,
Yeah.
and testimony doesn't count as evidence.
Right.
Evidence counts as evidence.
Right.
So as long as you're just describing things, okay. I don't have a problem with that, especially if you have high rank and high, you've got high integrity of office or, okay, fine.
And sworn in. He was sworn in when he said it. That's
You're not an alcoholic, whatever, not drug addicted. So, okay. But I don't think, until if they really have the aliens in back, just bring them out.
Yeah, what do you think is, at this point, if they're going to keep releasing breadcrumbs, what's just stopping them from bringing the alien out? Is it
Take care, Griffith.
mass
Appreciate
hysteria?
you
Maybe
driving
there's
by.
no alien there.
There we go.
Could that be what's stopping them?
That could very well be it.
Let's put that high on the list of what that could be.
Yeah.
Okay? Otherwise, there should be nothing stopping them. We're already
Absolutely.
prepped for it. We've got a century of movies that crowdsource what anyone thinks aliens are like. So I spend time, I have a book that just came out a month ago called Take Me to Your Leader.
Yeah.
Perspectives on your first alien encounter. And in there, I celebrate the fact that we have crowdsourced what aliens might be like, shared among all of our imaginations in movies and other stories. So whatever they pull out, it might just be anticlimactic.
Yeah. Now, okay, last question. There's only 2 things that deeply frighten me, which is the deep sea and deep space. Tell me something about deep space that's going to just terrify me even more.
Oh, a black hole will eat you.
All right, I'm done with this guy. Oh, super. What's anticlimactic is this conversation. All right, so Chris Como stuns after hearing UFO whistleblower claims.
And I got to ask you something. What the fuck just happened? David Grush has a Teflon pedigree. He says he knows that the American government understands that we are not alone. Not that they found this piece of equipment, that they don't understand the technology and they don't know where it came from. He actually said that. I put it at the end of my show because I don't even know what to do with it as a headline. But
Where the fuck has this guy been for the last year and a half? Then we had hearings with fucking whistleblowers that sworn in and testified on this. Where the fuck has he been in the year and a half, dude? Seriously. And he's a freaking reporter? All right.
You know this. Let's say it's not true, right? That's the only assumption, is that somehow he's wrong. Even though you can't find anyone who knows him that'll say, yeah, he's nuts. Just leave him alone. He's a great guy. He was a great servant, public servant, but yeah, he's lost. Nobody says that. Nobody. So again, all right, so he's wrong. Don't you think that somebody in the U.S. government, when they know how highly pedigreed he is, would come out? If he had said, hey, my great-grandfather was the head of the CIA, we killed Kennedy. You don't think that someone would come out and be, what is he talking about? That's not true. That never happened. But here they say nothing. It's bizarre. It's so bizarre that this guy says this, nobody can knock his credibility, but we don't know what to do with the information. I put it at the end of my show. The anchor after me is like, yeah, that was prerogative. We're going to deal with that later. Later? Alien life? Do I believe it? No, but I can't believe how he's saying this and they're not coming out and countering it either. It's so bizarre. You tell me.
Yeah, like where has this guy been for a year and a half? The guys, they signed in, they sworn in a threat of perjury, right? They literally came and segmented this and broadcasted with a whole bunch of other whistleblowers, and literally he's now getting on the tail end of this. Like he's hearing this for the first time. He's hearing this literally for the first time. And if you've seen News Nation, if you've been on this topic for a year and a half, you know he had discussed this multiple times. You even have what is it, Dennis Sheehan saying the same thing for years. David Greer, not vibing with him, but years. It's one of those situations where we're seeing these individuals that are in a position to talk to the masses just realizing that there might be something to this topic. And that's the biggest thing with this, right? It's like they are coming on the tail end of this. And example, not just him, right? Not just him. You have this fucking clown that is the same situation that he's getting on the tail end of this. Because when he discussed this phenomenon, he was like, oh, they're all drunks. There's no one ever credible that ever comes out. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? It's been like 70 years of credible people come out. I mean, 1988, they did a full memo that is distributed to the masses with expert scientists and literally people in positions of power. 1988. It's in the PDF files that were recently dropped. The first release, May 8th. It's trippy, man. It's trippy. It's one of those things these guys are not researching. They really are not. They're not looking into the phenomenon. They're really not. They really don't give a shit. They're jumping in on the wagon. That's what I feel like they're doing. They're jumping on the wagon here.
Intel officer David Grush said. Here's what one UAP whistleblower, former Intel officer David Grush, said about extraterrestrial life. Take a look.
Recent reports have said that there are...
Yes, this is the one that I posted because it was fucking huge, dude. Because they're not just talking about 4. Oh, she's a bad lady, dude. She's... Talk about being informed, man.
Perhaps 4 different alien species, Greys, Nordics...
I know you guys can't barely hear that. 4 alien species, Nordics, reptilian, insectoid. What is it? I said it all 3. Nordics, reptilian, insectoids. Fuck. What's the 4th one? Damn it.
How many species are you aware of?
I certainly don't have the compendium. It's a continuum from corporeal, bipedal type life to, what I would...
The compendium. It's fucking... The list. The fucking list, dude. Holy shit.
Like sentient plasmoid life, but there are several that the U.S. government is aware of.
That the U.S. government is aware of. And then he walks away. That ain't no big deal. Like, Grays, there you go. Thank you. The fucking Grays, man. Hey, so you guys are aware, man, I'm going to work alongside with a AI film company, and I'm gonna try to do a short trailer that might be really cool. But it's going to be based on us and the UFO creators that talk about this on a regular basis, and that in itself, right? So, and it's like I think that's the way to do this, is because we are the community, right? And having these guys on here, Uncle Jay is definitely, and Jenny. I mean, I think, you know, the individuals that are involved in this should definitely have a front seat on these customized little trailers and stuff like that, and intros that definitely make the community happen, right? So, and that's not this Uncle Jay, Jenny, Anna. It's gonna be you guys are gonna have a part in it. It's gonna be pretty entertaining, and right now it's gonna be a trailer. It's gonna be a pitch, but I'm working on. So you guys are not aware, I used to be a independent filmmaker. And I submitted my film to Sundance and got it submitted and approved. So I do have some experience doing little independent films and getting in contests and stuff like that. So I have been about 8 years off of the segue with other independent film makers, but they are definitely on my other Facebook account, and they're still in contact with me. So it's going to be heavily AI, so you guys understand. Hell yeah, Uncle Jay. So that is going to probably happen in the next eight months. So just keep you guys aware, and we're going to start working onto the trailer and doing that, and then from there, and the reason why we're doing 15 minutes is that's so you guys not aware, that's the easiest way to get into these film festivals. 8 to 15 minute short, they call them short films. So they would definitely get into these little short films, and you can actually depending on what category. And so you guys know I'm not bullshitting, man. Example, you got settings, right? 2100 clearance or whatever, the pixels. You can submit to the Oscars. Yeah, there's categories where you can submit to the Oscars your short little film, believe it or not, but it has to be a type of resolution. They don't do 1080, they do a little bit higher than that for resolution purposes. And people would fucking vote for that. That's not me pulling my fucking string. Anybody can apply to this. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can apply to these. It's not me being fucking special. If you got the information, you got a film that you can do the quality and the audio good, you can submit to it too. So I'm not special about that.
Thank you for the love. Let's dance. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the...
So I think that initially what we are just striving for is this more information, right? So let's just do that, man. Let's just, try to get on this, because these guys that are been jumping on this wagon of information and
show.
They
and I gotta ask you,
they're literally not really in touch with the phenomenon at all. And that's not just pulling my wheel. I mean, you can hear how they say things, you can hear how they discuss stuff, you can hear what they say and how off they are with the level as far as what they're saying, and it's really crazy, right? Especially the manner in which they would say their statements. You're like, if you're understanding this phenomenon, you wouldn't say that question. You wouldn't suggest that. You wouldn't say this, that, or another. It just wouldn't happen. That's my point. I appreciate it, Leka 1111. Appreciate it. Good morning, all. You're in the morning time, brother. I see it's a single day, brother. There you go. There you go. He's like these individuals, and then you don't really know what Luz Elizondo, how much really information he has. You have him being a whistleblower that he's went public and all this other stuff, but so far what he has done in the community and what he has discussed and shown, oh damn, 3:50 a.m. Holy cow. And what he has done with posting and not verifying images, it's literally just he's not helping. He's not helping. You know? I do like Lou too, but every time he's brung up images, he has screw the pooch on it, you know? So it's like, come on, man. Come on. For crying out loud. So, and you know, the other community, people in the other community that I do like still talk to him. So there's something to that, right? No one's writing him off. So there is something to that. There's definitely he has something to that. Even Rogan is way behind proper UFO research. No, 100% agree. 17, 100% agree. But with at least Rogan is coming to it without an angle, and he's open-minded and he's willing to research. So he doesn't have a predetermined premise on the subject, which that's what I like. Just keep it open, keep it honest, not fucking condescending here, Mr. Condescending on every little topic. And it was weird because he was standing weird and it looked like it was speed.
Seen that?
He was moving around a lot. It was confusing to me. It's confusing. Set up a Discord and we can watch your movie in there. Okay, guys, I do have him Discord. I don't know what. Don't switch. I don't want to jump off. I don't want to I think I might have to pay to upload a video. Also, I know on Discord I can go live on Discord. I don't know if that's free or not. I've just been posting it so you guys know I'm not bullshitting. I've just been posting the links and the hyperlinks to keep track with the Oh yeah, I have a short. It's a short film. It's 15 minutes. The first one, the one that got submitted to Sundance was called One Step. I think it's called One Step from Alpha. No, Alpha Omega. And that literally someone had a heart attack and he went to the underworld. And basically I used some really special effects where basically he was in the dark and you see white lines of the person. And then the house was levels of death, right? And then he made it outside and everything was white with black lines. And then you hear like it was like a street, like, you know, like traffic. And then literally an angel shows up. I'm calling it an angel, but she's like, what the hell are you doing out here? Like, it's really corny. It is really corny, guys. Trust me, I'm not gonna let you guys go through that. It's really corny. I got it on my YouTube channel. I got it unlisted. It's still uploaded there. It's unlisted. Super embarrassing. But yeah, I got it submitted to Sundance and they played it on. I got it on stage and all. Man, that's back in the day, bro. Some old stuff. I love cream corn. Oh, you love that goofy stuff. Goofy short films. The super independent. That's cool. All right, let's see what this guy says.
The movie itself, I'm not saying this is what, you know, the movie itself, I'm not saying this is what was done, but this could be done. the movie could be consecrated to Satan, and demons can be attached to the movie. This used to happen with heavy metal bands. Big rock bands would consecrate their albums to Satan, and even have black masses to attach demons to the people who would listen to the music.
What is his name here? What is this guy's name? Father Dan Reheal. It could be cursing over the disclosure. The movie always watch could have demon provoking them. Interesting. Choco 2258. I'm going to see Disclosure Day tomorrow night. Awesome. Do you think anything interesting will release Friday? To be honest with you, I think it's going to be the orb situation. The only hidden gems that I have found is the PDF files. When you start doing an investigation and looking into it and where they fall, that's in check this out. Let me pin this. There we go. Make sure you give that man $4. You give him $4 right there. Gotta pay for his presence. This is fucking crazy. Oh, well, I lost track of what I was saying. Yeah, when you start doing some investigation skills on the PDF files, you definitely find up some cool stuff, right? Like example, the memo with the NASA, that was really cool. How in the 1970s there was a group in San Diego FBI department that took a hard stance that saying, hey, we're being contacted by extraterrestrials and you guys got to take this shit serious. And then to find out that during that period of time that the person that was running the FBI office, that person, that was the only department FBI office that they did not record who was running that office during that period of time for 8 years. So that in itself is very interesting. That's very telling, right? It's like not only they kept really good records before that time, and after that time, whoever was running the office, basically they discontinued his information. Just totally just hid it, you know? So that's basically pretty funny, right? That being said, we don't know. There's not, even if you go to FBI and look into it, it's not on there. But if you go Google it, they would say, oh no, David something was the one running the office, but he was shot. He got shot. He's dead. So it was like, that doesn't make much sense, right? He wasn't running the office for 8 years if he got shot.
That I learned from Father John Carapi, who used to be, multimillionaire in LA and was invited to some of these things. So he saw it firsthand witness. But they could do that with a movie, that demons would attach, demons of unbelief, demons of fear, demons of terror would attach to people and shake their faith, So that might be one reason to not go to the movie. I'm not saying that's what they did. I'm just saying that could be done. They could put a curse over the film that all who watch it would be have demons provoke them. It could happen. We don't know if it did, but it could. Okay.
Okay, it sounds like he hasn't even watched the film. And okay, this one right here. All right, here we go. That is the reaction that people should have if a fucking saucer shows up. Is fucking scream and run. That's what you should be fucking doing. Any less than that, I'm questioning if it was real. I'm questioning it. Like, no, that doesn't seem right at all. That's not a normal reaction. Holy cow. If you're not having that fucking reaction. I'm fucking playing. I'm joking, man.
de este planeta.
You gotta admit, that's a delay reaction. What is that? Like... Yeah, it took it took a minute. It took a minute. Take off running. That is perfectly normal. Absolutely perfectly normal. If you don't have some state of shock, seeing this for the first time, something like that. See, that's why that's fucking beautiful right there. All right, so who posted this? This is interesting. All right, so Jon Stewart. So Jon Stewart made a documentary. It's called Finding Victor, right? If you guys don't know who Finding Victor or the documentary or Jon Stewart is, he probably froze. You're right. Yeah. Jon Stewart literally did a whole bunch of research on... Let me see if he does have anything of his footage. He basically did a whole bunch of research on finding, backtracing on who the individuals were in the alien contactee interview that was... yeah, he doesn't have it on here, man. You would think he have it like locked in on the top, pinned up. I know it's not his only media thing, but so he's very famous on this footage right here, researching this phenomenon right here. This is the one that Finding Victor. So he was able to find everybody that was involved in the footage around the creature, right? The doctor, the people that were in the window. He was able to find all those individuals, right? Even the company that supposedly made the communication device or the heart monitoring, he speculates the beeping thing is the heart monitoring for the creature, right? Now, if you go into the Black Vault and you see basically in the Black Vault, I think it was the CIA or the FBI, I'm not sure, one of those 3-letter agencies. They basically they were able to create a device that literally will increase your telekinesis abilities. So my premise, I haven't contacted him, I should talk to him. My premise is this could quite possibly be not for the heart monitoring of the beam, which I wonder, he's never really came up to a conclusion on how he went about there, but how he believes this is a heart monitoring system, but actual increase of increasing our psychic abilities to communicate with the beam. So that's one of those segments right there, you know. So he does. It's a pretty cool documentary. He does narrow it down to a. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. But yeah, he's been on it, man. Been on it. Also, on Joe Rogan's live. On Joe Rogan's live, they were given information, right? He states this. He states that the government, he's involved with somebody that's dropping him intel on the research stuff, right? And the guy that was dropping him information states, is that we're going to continue giving you information, all the information you need about the film, but we don't want you to talk about any other alien. No other alien. Only that gray. That type of gray. That's it. Very strange, right? It's like, why you want us to just talk about this gray and not the Nordics, not the reptilians, not any other thing? And they threaten him. They're like, if you discuss any other type of alien, we will stop giving you information. Very strange, right? Like, what's the agenda behind that, right? What's the agenda behind him not able to talk about any other alien species, right? What's the agenda behind the government or the three-letter agency that has given him information quite a bit on finding the individuals that were involved in that room, right? And their premise is, we're not going to give you any other context of any other type of creature of involvement or stuff like that. If you start talking about other creatures, we're going to end our relationship. That's very interesting. That's very telling, right? As far as the agenda behind the government, the agenda behind what they want, it could quite possibly be me speculating here. I don't know, but it could be that we're currently under contract or with contract with other alien species, and that the contract we have with the Greys, or these aliens per se, are no longer valid. Or it could be the other way around. It could be that we don't have any contract with the other alien species, and the only one that we have contract with is those species, that alien species. So they could possibly be that. Or someone said this now, or the reason why they want to only discuss that gray alien is because supposedly those ones are from us from the future. So when we do find out that alien is actually us in the future, it's almost like a slap to the face for anybody that's been looking at extraterrestrial life and looking for investigation on that, and saying, no, that was us all along. There's no other extraterrestrials. That could be it too. I don't know what the premise behind you're only allowed to talk about those beings and no other beings. Yeah, Dennis, it's a trip, man. It's a trip. And if you guys were wondering what I'm talking about, he was interviewed on Joe Rogan, and that's what he stated on Joe Rogan's podcast. If you guys want to look into that. So that's interesting itself. Let's see what he says.
So many fucking times.
That's right.
Oh yeah, fucking music, man. The music is getting me flagged on Facebook like left and right. Let's hear the guy screaming. Gotta listen to that scream again. The delay is historic. But I mean, if you guys not, if you're not like Lika 1111 that hone into these craft on a regular basis, you might have a fear factor, right? Of horrendous proportions. And don't get me wrong, man. If you're not used to seeing them, you're gonna definitely have some type of effect. I don't care who you are. Especially if this thing shows up. Yeah. The video that Victor shows about the alien spaceship was shot down in South Africa. Okay. He doesn't, all he says is real. It's real. And he's not the person that would go out his way to say that is real. Eddie, unexpected visitor can scare the living hell out of you. June 2026, Spain. So this cat was about filming to his friends who was walking in front of him before he flipped on the camera and he seen a disc hovering above him. Like any red-blooded coward, he begins to record but loses his shit like a cherished girl and runs like a wounded deer. Uh, we get a tiny piece of the video. He takes this man example and never repeat it. You stand your ground. You stand your ground! And you film! And if you pee yourself, you pee yourself. Nah! I just keep the camera on that fucking UFO. Let's keep it on there. If you lose all composure, you don't fucking run. You stay recording. Like a man. Like a man, damn it. With someone with balls. Shit. Right? It's fucking... People are tripping, man. Not a good look. But he caught that thing. That's wild, dude. If he had the foresight to grab his camera and look up, well, I don't even know. That's probably what it was. He was filming other stuff, and then he looks up. He looks up and sees this thing. He's like, "Oh fuck life, no." Yeah, that's a trip. All right, let me get off of this. Super hilarious. Super hilarious. It's clear I haven't seen a few UFOs that are really, but it takes to convince most people. Arbel interviewed the South African Air Force man that shot down that UFO. The interview was on YouTube. Okay, this one says this from Spain. So I don't know if it went past Spain and traveled that way. That could possibly be the situation, right? That's pretty cool, man. I would like a 3D rendering of that. You stand your ground. You don't run away. All right.
He leans across the table, and this is the very first words that were said to me.
All right, if you guys are wondering, that General McCassell told Tom DeLonge why they hide the technology. Here we go.
While we're sitting there, he leans across the table, and this is the very first words that were said to me. It was the Cold War, and every single day we lived under the threat of nuclear war. Every single day we believed and really thought in the deepest part of our souls that nuclear war could happen at any given moment. And then he stops, and he goes, and somewhere in those years, and he looked me in the eye, he goes, we found a life form. And everything that we did and every decision that we made with that life form was because of the consciousness at that time. While we're sitting there, he leans across the table, and this is the very first words that were said to me. It was the Cold War, and every single day we lived under the threat of nuclear war. Every single day we believed and really thought in the deepest part of our souls that nuclear war could happen at any given moment. And then he stops, and he goes, and somewhere in those years, and he looked me in the eye, he goes, we found a life form.
That's crazy. That's crazy. The moment. Yeah. Ashton Forbes, looks like he's the one that posted it. General McCassell told Tom DeLonge. I don't know where this is from, though. It doesn't have a straight link here. I think he clipped it. This is extremely revealing audio clip that explains why McCassell is missing. Yeah. Definitely. It's very, what's he say right here? What's this one? I asked Representative Eric Burlison the same question regarding an update on missing scientists.
deep into the missing scientists, General McCaslin, Monica Reza specifically.
Yeah.
Have you found any type of overlap or connections in their disappearances?
Nothing. We haven't. We obviously referred this to the FBI for investigation, and I'm told that they are diligently following through on this. I think that they're centering their investigation around General McCaslin.
Right.
So look, regardless, I mean, this is an individual. The knowledge that was in his head is absolutely of national security interest, and we need to figure out what happened to him.
Right. I have been in touch with Monica Reza's family. They did say that no one from the FBI or the White House has reached out to them. Maybe for profiling, that's a little concerning. I mean, I just don't know the urgency around this. It's like they said they were looking into it, but no updates in months, and they don't owe us anything, but the public is heavily invested. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's definitely a trip. How they're not reaching out to these families, scientists and all, or anything like that, dude, just to talk to them or ask them questions.
Tabitha has arrived.
I told you I'd make it!
Tabitha is probably sleeping right now. This is where she goes to sleep. I'm just messing with you, Tabitha. I'm just playing with you. As you can see, she hasn't responded. She's probably asleep right now. Alright. I'm grateful for you showing us this info. Yeah, no problem, man. Like I said, you guys get it, grab it, run with it. You know what to do, you know? You know what to do with the information. Alright, so this is great scoop for Jesse Michaels, confirmed with former Brazilian defense minister, current president candidate, that two UFO UAP crashed in Brazil. I haven't seen this segment. Just an interview former. Okay, this is what I gotta do. This is what we gotta do. Hey Ryan, what do you know about this? Alright, so Ross Coulthard dropped some information about Jesse Michaels. Of course, you know the show American Alchemy. That basically interviewed former Brazilian defense minister and current president candidate that two UFO UAP crashes in Brazil long was. So what do you know about this?
Not much, man. Jesse Michaels runs the American Alchemy channel. He's the guy who just interviewed former Brazilian defense minister Aldo Rebelo about those two alleged UFO crashes in Brazil, including Virginia. That's the big one he's been pushing lately. Haven't come across anything specific about a Jesse Michaels hard drive, though. What clip or story you got on it?
Oh, you got the image there too. Okay. No, I was hoping you got some intel, more intel besides what we just read. That's why I was asking.
Ah, gotcha. You were hoping I had more on it. I don't, man. That's pretty much all I've got. Want me to dig around for anything specific about Jesse Michaels and the hard drive thing?
Yeah.
Nothing solid on any special Jesse Michaels hard drive or leak tied to him. He's done tons of deep UFO interviews on his American Alchemy channel, but no big data dump or hard drive story linked to him that I can find. Got a screenshot or more details from what you're looking at?
No, I guess it's not either. It's not published yet, or they're in the works of publishing it. That's probably why you don't have any details. May 29th in 2026. Their screenshot image. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that lines up. Since the screenshot's dated May 29th, 2026, and you mentioned it's not published yet, it's probably still in the works. No public info on any Jesse Michaels hard drive or leak right now. Keep an eye on his American Alchemy channel. That's where it'll drop when it's ready.
Yeah, so they just basically said, hey, we had an interview with this guy. All right, cool. So I guess we're going to find more information later. I was wondering,
sounds good.
why you don't have any information, but if we don't have it available, because he hasn't posted it. Bipartisan call for UFO transparency. Oh, let's see what happens here.
A UFO whistleblower went public with claims that multiple forms of alien life do exist, and the government knows all about it. This has led to a bipartisan push in D.C. to release all information on extraterrestrial life, which Steven Spielberg also chimed in on while he was promoting his new movie Disclosure Day. Take a look.
I absolutely think that they have been here, and they are here.
We've obtained video evidence, including the MQ-9 footage of a UAP incident off the coast of Yemen, delivered to my office through what can only be described as a Tom Clancy-style dead drop. This is a worldwide call for action, and what you know, and help us please release every record, every file, and every piece of information. The time is now.
Okay, so the odds that there's life out there, it'd just be a little ignorant to think there isn't. I mean, there's estimated 2 trillion galaxies out there. So aliens, I get it. I tend to not feel I need to know everything they know, because I also believe there's probably some national security at stake, not because they're aliens, but we're also living in the time of drones and a lot of other unidentified objects that maybe don't have clearance to be here. So I'd rather them keep a little bit of cards close to the chest, because I saw Men in Black and I am not scared.
Okay, but we're all just pretending that in 2020 the Pentagon didn't come right out and say that UAPs are real. And I think as a society, we were like, we're in the middle of COVID. We're not collectively in a place to process this. So we've all just been living in denial.
That's why they told us
That's
then.
also why they did it then.
Yeah,
but we're actually in denial about this. And a documentary I highly recommend, The Age of Disclosure.
All right, so if you guys don't know, Whoopi Goldberg is an alien, and I got the images here. I got the images right here. Bam! She's on Star Trek. I know that was corny. Yeah, she's been on Star Trek quite a bit as one of those species that live forever, live a long time. It's kind of ironic she's talking about it. You guys might not know about it. I'm a Trekkie, but yeah, she just keeps coming back. This is the most recent one. Star Trek. Whoopi Goldberg. All right. Enough of that.
Directed by Dan Farah, no relation, but he's fabulous. He talks to the senior-most government officials. Marco Rubio's featured at length in it, and he talks about things that cannot scientifically be explained based on what we know. So it goes beyond, because my perception was always, this is, Chinese technology that we can't replicate, and it must be that. No, it goes...
Fuck her face. Oh, man. There it is. What the fuck? I'm a Star Trek fan, special original. Oh, my God. Fuck. Yeah. That's the normies look right there. These normies, that's all their look. Like, are you kidding me right now? That's the normies look. If they have a look, that's it. That's the one. If you see that look, then you know you're talking to a normie. In the right 17?
Replicate, and it must be that. No, it goes much further. Things that chemistry cannot explain. I fundamentally believe in UAPs.
Well, I would like to say for the record that I have always believed in UFOs.
Yeah.
I have always said that the hubris, I think, of human beings to believe that we are the most intelligent form of life in the universe is ridiculous. There's just no way. I mean, neuroscientists have said that most people use 100% of their brain, but there's 60% of dark matter that I think is called neutral dark matter that hasn't been tapped. And so there is just, it seems so clear to me that, of course, that there's alien life and possibly and probably alien life that's more intelligent than humans. I just think
I have a question, Whoopi.
Yes.
So you've been on Star Trek.
Yep.
Yeah. First of all, I mean, I believe, you know, the Bible talks about Ezekiel 1 and 4, wheel in the middle of the wheel. I just feel like, first of all, if there are aliens, why they have to be unattractive? Why can't, why they got their big bubble eyes and the round head? And what's with the probing in the booty? What's that about? Why can't aliens come down here and be sexy and then take us out?
You see how she turned to Whoopi Goldberg to ask this question, right? Star Trek, man. Star Trek, I'm just saying.
Out to dinner.
You know, there's a theory. There is a theory that aliens look that way because of our current technology, because they are evolved human beings that have time traveled back, and that in the future that is what we will look like.
Butt probes?
That is the theory.
Actually,
okay, tell me,
but
Whoopi,
you Whoopi would know more because she was on Star Trek.
I did.
And they have been among us for a very long time.
See?
I believe that.
Are you friends?
I believe I slept with her.
Okay, all right. So stupid, I swear. So stupid. Oh my goodness. Dennis is like, that one's a reptilian. Talking about the blind lady with the normie face. Normie image, discard. That's funny. Is this Diddy? What's going on with there? Lone Joy, Final, Wild, Jackass? No. Alright. So he's in the empty movie theater. You can see that. So I wonder what he's going to talk about, guys. He's in an empty movie theater.
Of UFOs, UAP, unidentified anomalous phenomena. The great mystery. What are those strange objects in our skies? Is there another advanced intelligence engaging with this planet? It's a question we've tried to answer for you for the past few years here on News Nation. We've brought you whistleblowers, we've brought you new revelations, underground bunkers, mysteries, ancient ruins. And tonight I'm at Disclosure Day, the new blockbuster movie by Steven Spielberg. Let's see how Steven Spielberg represents the UFO UAP story in fiction, and how close is it to reality. For many years now, I've covered the real world.
All right. Little segment there, right?
Story.
Yeah, great. He got a free showing to the movie. Meanwhile, we normies have to pay us, not normies, because normies is different, say way. Alright, so recent declassified documents reveal the Foo Fighters were real during World War II. The UFO phenomenon has been a long time.
There were flying saucers. In tonight's series on unidentified objects, we look into some of the first suspected sightings and what recent documents released by President Trump and his administration tell us about those reports. Along with dogfights and aerial attacks from the skies during World War II, airmen also began reporting unexplained observances.
This object was almost the size of the moon.
A Polish flight lieutenant was returning from a bombing mission over Germany in 1942 when his rear gunner reported an approaching aircraft.
I wouldn't take any chance on it, and I told my rear gunner to give him a blast.
When they landed, the crew reported the incident to military officials, but their claims were laughed at.
The officer who was receiving this made a joke of it, how many beer I had.
They later learned other crews witnessed the same phenomena. Documents released last month also show reports of an aluminum-colored, cylinder-shaped object that appeared to be suspended vertically.
One report notes crews were followed by lights that blink on and off, changing colors.
We're encountering this phenomenon that got named Foo Fighters. This went up to the White House, and the Office of Scientific Research and Development sent scientists over to investigate that. After the war, we realized that the Germans were experiencing the same phenomenon.
Retired Colonel Carl Nell was the Army director for supporting the UAP task force and served as modernization advisor to the Vice Chief of Staff of the Army. He now works in private aerospace. This is real. This is not make-believe.
It's 100% real, Brett. There's zero doubt this is real. Like, we're beyond the question about it being real.
One of the newly released documents.
We're beyond the question of this being real. People still argue with that on my other platforms. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We're way beyond that. Citizen Rab, what's going on? 297 days I've been here, a fan here. How times flies. Yes. Holy cow. Thank you for being a fan, brother. Holy shit.
Correspondence between the Tactical Air Command and the 1st Tactical Air Force details 14 instances of Foo Fighter sightings between December 1944 and January 1945. Sightings included similar themes such as orange objects suspended in air and lights that followed flight crews that appeared to be under perfect control. The report also notes in each case where pilots asked if there was an unidentified flying object or radar target in the area, they were told there was not. Let's start at the beginning, how this has been kind of covered. Over the years, UAP, used to be UFO, has been talked about and researched.
I think, we have to go way back until, really the end of World War II, the beginning of the Cold War. Starting in 1947, you start to see UAP sightings happening almost daily, multiple times a week in the United States. And that forces the Air Force.
This guy's talking is David Scottfish.
To,
if you guys are on Spotify.
To stand up an effort to receive public reporting and at least attempt to study them.
Even the goat seems to be looking for the mysterious discs, and the bear's on the alert. Or maybe there's a flying saucer with milk.
Meow! Anthropologist Peter Skafish is co-founder and director of research at Soul Foundation, a group that helps fund research into UAPs. Skafish interviews and conducts field work with witnesses.
And then at the same time, the Air Force eventually morphs its project into something called Blue Book, which seems to be mostly a public relations effort to mollify people who are seeing these things.
The Navy prepares for further study of the elusive cosmic rays somewhere in the Pacific. That's the news. A secondary consideration clears up the mystery of the so-called flying saucers.
UAP experts say Project Blue Book was an effort to show Americans that UAPs were nothing extraordinary.
We do want the public to know that we definitely did see this flying saucer.
As the Trump administration discloses documents and as more witnesses share testimony, believers and non-believers hope the unexplained could soon find reason. When they come forward like that, and it takes a lot to do it, what do you say?
We don't know. And I've asked a very specific question to some of these individuals, like, can you explain it? And their answer is they cannot. Could this be technologies that our adversary has developed way ahead of us? Yeah, I think that's possible. And that's why it's important to put the resources behind this. And that's why science is important.
Next, many experts acknowledge the universe is so vast that intelligent life existing somewhere is definitely possible. We'll take a look at those odds and where signs of life may be.
17, I think the Nazis still have something to do with this. I think they started a breakaway civilization of some kind. It would explain a lot of stuff. Yeah, it would explain a lot of sightings and stuff like that, especially if they were been here on the planet. It would explain if they're like in the water or something, then it would explain all those water to ground phenomenons too. I mean, it definitely people say that they're in Antarctic There's rumors of that. So no worries, Dennis. You don't have to tell me, man. You're good, brother. I'm back. Pipeline Dreams, what's up, brother? Yeah, it's one of those situations, guys, is that with this phenomenon, there's so many moving wheels that doesn't explain everything, right? So we did had the remote viewer, I can't remember his name right now. Damn it. Hey, 17 stated that it could possibly be that the Nazis after the war basically went underground with UFO technology and could quite possibly explain a lot of this phenomenon if they're still running UFO technology.
That's a classic theory. Some folks claim Nazis developed advanced anti-gravity tech during the war and kept running it from secret underground bases after 45, maybe in Antarctica or South America. It pops up in old conspiracy circles, but it's mostly unproven stories. No solid evidence backs it explaining modern UAPs. Interesting angle, though.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And the argument would be if they had the technology, why didn't they win the war? And it goes back to you can have outstanding technology, but don't have a manufacturer facility to produce it in mass quantities.
Exactly. You can have a prototype that blows everything else out of the water, but if you can't build it at scale, it doesn't win wars. The Nazis were running low on fuel, materials, and time by the end. One fancy disc won't beat thousands of tanks and planes rolling off assembly lines. That's the weak point in the whole secret Nazi UFO story.
Or it leaves credence of the Nazi lore thing of why they didn't win the war.
Yeah, that's the hole in the story. Even if the Nazis had some wild prototype, they were getting crushed by raw production numbers. The Allies were outbuilding them 10 to 1 in tanks, planes, and ships. One cool UFO doesn't beat thousands of Shermans and Mustangs rolling off assembly lines every month. That's why they had the tech but lost anyway argument falls apart.
It's like if we go back to Japan's military engagement where they were deciding to make a submarine that would go underneath the water, right, and then would come up with ready to fly planes right off the coast. And I believe they were able to make one, but the plan was to make I think about 10 of them. And the reason why this was so important is because the distance that of being incognito would have been a heavily what is it called, advantage. But because it was so expensive, the inability to produce in mass quantities, I think they only managed to make one.
Yeah, you're thinking of Japan's I-400 class submarines, massive underwater aircraft carriers. Each one could carry 3 attack planes, surface, launch them, and disappear again. The concept was brilliant for surprise strikes on the US mainland. They planned to build 18, but the war ended before they could. Only 3 were completed, and even those barely saw action. Expensive, complex, and way too late. Classic case of having a clever idea, but no time or resources to mass produce it. Same problem the Nazis would have faced.
If they were making UFOs, right? Or anti-gravitic technology. That's just basically the premise of that, right? It's like if they were able to, they couldn't make it in mass quantity. That's why they lost, or they left and went to Antarctic. Let's see. 4937 says they were in contact with the Aldebarans.
Yeah, that's straight out of the old Vril Society lore. The story says Maria Orsic and her group were getting telepathic messages from beings in the Aldebaran star system. Supposedly, those Aldebaranians gave them the plans for anti-gravity craft. It's all tied into the same Nazi UFO mythology that also claims they escaped to secret bases in Antarctica. Fun story, zero evidence.
I love the stories though. Do love the stories. Hey guys, appreciate guys. 50,000 50,000 hearts. Jesus. Guys aren't playing around, man. Thank you so much for that.
The stories are definitely entertaining. I'll keep listening. What else you got?
Japan was the Japanese Empire was bad, really bad. Yeah, they were all yeah, it wasn't no good news there at all. The Bell experiment, man, we can go into details for hours, guys, and it's just getting really interesting. It does. I'm not gonna lie. But this is the end of the segment. If you guys been here this long, you are disclosure.
What you know about rolling with the grays and the fleet? When your mind goes blank, gotta put it in your sleep. When your humans talk too much, reptilians take a seat. Yeah, yeah. I feel like a hybrid in the deep elite. What you know about flying in a plasma stream? When your brain gets zapped, it's the cosmic beam. When the humanoids show up, everything gets serene. I feel like an envoy in a starship dream. She say that I'm weird, damn straight. I'm like, you ain't seen the sphere. I believe in UAPs, don't believe your TV. She keep playing me close, watch it, I'm watching from close. You don't really know my intel, let me beam you the truth like Roswell. Floating out in the craft, no fuel, we just bending math. See that light, it moves so fast. See my soul ain't stuck in past. Didn't know which form I'd wear, gray or blue with a reptile stare. Frequency up, feel that surge, I'll ascend this realm full purge. Let's decode this line for a second. I'm awake, even if they don't believe I vibrate. No fake, everything I do is kinetic. I don't need text, telepathic, magnetic. Put this scene in a fast IA and denial everything that I say. Man, I seen through the trial, let me elevate. I'm starseed, right? Could be flown on a disc. Blah, 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 blah. Both minds connected. Say, let me link. I've been going like years round. Call it sync galactic. Pass the roll, back in control. Swimming through the stars with a crystal soul. Want a piece of this, a piece of mine. Look beyond the veil, leave earth behind. They say that I'm too far gone, but you can't stop truth that's strong. Please don't waste my contact phone. What you know about rolling with the grays and the fleet?